In 1996, I'd gotten off the road with Guns N' Roses in '93, and I worked with Danzig, Candleball, a bunch of bands, and I represented this ska band called Goldfinger, and they had a huge song called "Here in Your Bedroom." Them and No Doubt. It was ska revolution in the United States. Anyway, we played a radio show in Des Moines, Iowa, and I became very close friends with the program girls of the radio station. And she calls me up one day, and she knew I represented Rock Robinson, this producer who did the Deftones' first album, Slipknot's first album, Limp Bizkit's first album. The list goes on and on and on. The biggest producer of the late 90s. So she called me, and she said, I have this band, and I know you represent Ross. Can I send you a demo tape? And back then it wasn't files. There wasn't anything like, there weren't files. It was a CD. Sent me a CD with 3 songs. Spit It Out was on it. I don't even remember the 3 tracks. And I listened to it. It says you, because I managed Ross, the producer. And I said, I'll send it to him. Sure. I loved her. She was awesome. So I sent it to Ross. And he had just done Roots with Sepultura. And he recorded in the Amazon, like all kinds of crazy. And it was their seminal album, Roots from Sepultura. And I think he had just done Machine Head's album, The Burning Red, which was their best album. And he was watching a lot of Gummo. A show called Gummo, a movie. It was about fucking heshers, like shitbags, just like real poor people in the Midwest. And he's like, let's make a trip. And Ross was crazy. I met Ross, he didn't have a dime, came to my office, said, I'm doing my first album. The band's called Korn with a K, and I need to borrow $1,000. I'm like, interesting. And I need you to make my deal for me so I get paid. Something about him. I was like, something about him. So we didn't have Venmo back then. I had to write him a check. And I represented him. And he made Korn's first album, which is one of the most important albums of the 90s. So then we're like, fuck it, let's go to Des Moines, Iowa. So we got on a plane, and we flew to Des Moines in the middle of winter in January. Cold as fuck, gray as fuck, perfect Slipknot weather. And we went to Clown's house, and that's where they rehearsed.
Sure.
Joey was 21. Corey Taylor was probably 20. Clown was like 24, 25. And we went to their house, and all 9 of them were there without masks. And we met them all, and they were all fucking, geek boy over Ross and me and blah, blah, blah. And we went down to the basement, and they played. It's very tight, about the size of these 4 tables. Wow. And Ross and I are just like this together. And Clown's playing the kegs. Chris Finn is playing his shit, and all 9 of them go off. And Ross and I look at each other, and we're like, holy fuck. Just like that. And right into the first 8 bars, and we're just like, oh my God. So Sophia had invited a whole bunch of record labels to come to see this show. The next night they were playing a concert, 800 people. And to this day, it's probably the most violent show that I've ever seen. The kids just went the fuck off. Like beat each other to death and everything. And we looked at each other and we're like, this is so... So we signed them to our record label and made the record.